Hi, good afternoon. My name is Craig Todd, and I have cancer. Today is week 1, day 6 since my diagnosis. And in the last 5 days, I've been thinking about this, and I decided I'm going to create a video journey of my journey with cancer. And I'm doing this to share with everyone who may be going through something similar. Perhaps we can share hints and tips and tricks of how to better deal with this. But also just wanted to have an opportunity to allow me to just share what I'm thinking and share what I'm feeling, and how I go about and go forward. So let me give you a little bit of a background and how we got where we are. Again, today's week 1, day 6. It is February 5th, 2023. It all started literally on December 31st, New Year's Eve day. It was 3 o'clock. My family, all my kids were in visiting from out of state. We were getting ready to go to the shrimp drop in Fernandina Beach at 7 p.m. And then watch the Clemson football game. It's kind of exciting about Fernandina Beach. Yes, we have a 7 p.m. shrimp drop that allows us old people to be home for the football game and in bed by halftime. That afternoon, we were preparing, and I felt something in the back of my throat. Went into the mirror, grabbed that flashlight, and looked and saw my right tonsil was quite swollen. No symptoms, no fever, no sore throat, no runny nose, no cough. But clearly, I had something, and it was a sore throat, just a swollen tonsil. So I actually tried to get an urgent care that day. It was kind of late. So that didn't happen. So basically, January 3rd, the first day doctor's offices were open, I called my GP, was able to get an appointment for the following Thursday. Got in there, she looked, I guess as part of these, COVID protocols, they sit in the car, they came out and just did a swab of my nose and my throat, tested me for COVID, strep, and flu. Came back negative on COVID, came back negative on strep. However, it was positive for flu A. That may have been a reason for a sore throat. She went ahead and prescribed some amoxicillin. We decided it was too late for Tamiflu, plus there was no reason. I didn't really have any symptoms even then. And said, hey, call us back in a week if you still have the swollen throat. Yes, a week later, still had the swollen tonsils. So they referred me to an ENT. I saw the ENT on January 23rd, and she took a quick look and scheduled a CT scan for my throat and neck. So that happened the following Monday on January 30th. And so at this point, I'm just waiting for the results. I'm literally the next day, Tuesday, driving up from Florida up to Murphy, North Carolina for a potential job. And get a ping on my phone. I look down and it says I have a new test result. And so, a little texting and driving, and I pull it up. And lo and behold, I find out that I have what appears to be squamous cell carcinoma. Looked a little bit further into the results, and it basically also shared that it appeared that it was represented in my level 2 and level 3 lymph nodes. So this is how I found out that I have cancer. Called my wife and shared the news. I did a U-turn, headed straight back towards Florida, and basically to prepare for what happens next. So this was on Tuesday. Scheduled a meeting with my ENT on Thursday. This is last Thursday, February 1st. And she basically confirmed that there was cancer. They did a laryngoscopy where they put, I guess, a camera through the nose and looked in the back of the nasal cavity in the throat and a little bit further down into the vocal cords. So at this point, I'm now just waiting for a biopsy to be scheduled. And so hopefully this will happen sometime early next week. I guess this biopsy will begin the planning and preparation stage because I believe I will be going through radiation treatments. So at this point, I'm very early in this. I'm in the middle of that fear and a little bit of denial, but not really. I guess I kind of accepted. I guess a lot of smoking and drinking when I was younger came back, and I was revisiting. Sins from the past. So here's the interesting thing, and here's, I guess, the dilemma that my first dilemma. We have not shared this yet with my kids, nor my family in St. Louis, and we have told very few friends. And we feel that I'm not ready to share until I can share with my kids that we have a plan to attack this. And also, we don't really know how bad it is yet. We have to do a full scan to make sure it hasn't spread beyond the throat and the lymph nodes, and to see where we go from there. So my first question to you is, I'm just curious, for those of you who have been through this before, did you regret not telling anybody, waiting for a period of time, or did you tell everybody right away? I think there's pros and cons. Right now, we're still, just trying to decide what to do. I am posting this. I'm not telling anyone I'm posting this, so I'm not expecting anybody to be seeing this. But if you do by chance see it and you know me, don't tell my kids. Just call me. Now, but in all seriousness, I would like to hear from you. Let me know, did you have the same question or dilemma? Or how did you decide what you were going to do? The other thing that I'm feeling right now is I'm feeling a little bit unsupported by the medical community. It's one thing when you just find out from posting an online chart that you have, life-changing cancer. But what I have found is that I had the one appointment, and basically it was, well, you'll be getting a phone call to set up the biopsy, and we're going to do this through the Anderson Center in Jacksonville. But I don't really understand who's my care provider, who's my partner in helping me deal with this. So I'm going to reach out. It's interesting because right now they're basically pushing everyone to use the online charts. I'm going to go ahead and I'll pose my questions, but I guess I'm kind of looking for a little bit more support because I'm just so unsure about what's going to happen next. So anyway, I apologize if I ran on a little too long. But please, I would love to hear from you. If you've gone through the similar things, share with me perhaps any input you have on some of the questions that I provided you. I'd like to hear from you. I don't know how often I'll post, but I'm going to try to post, enough to create a dialogue. And maybe it's, me in the video camera, and that's fine too. But today's a beautiful day. Week 1, day 6, I'm going to go ahead, put on some warm clothes, put on my helmet, get some wind therapy on my Harley. So anyway, God bless you all, and take care. Bye.